Increase self-love. Semen retention will increase self-love. This is what a lot of you guys are lacking, especially you guys that's relapsing. You wonder why you're procrastinating about your purpose, your goals. You wonder why you think about what other people think about you. You wonder why it's hard for you to be yourself around women. You just become like this stuck-up nice guy, around women. You can't be comfortable around women. You wonder why you get nervous around, real fine chicks. A lot of times, bro, yeah, it comes from anxiety, but also it comes from a lack of self-love. Get on this semen retention journey. You're not gonna be nervous around, fine chicks, and when you get around women, you're not gonna be nervous around them. You're gonna be very, very comfortable. You're gonna be very, very masculine. You're gonna be in your masculine frame, bro. You're gonna be in your masculine frame. I'm telling you, bro. But you're gonna develop so much self-love on this semen retention journey. Like, you're gonna get so much self-love to the point where, like, you're not even gonna want to flex no more. You're not gonna be wanting to be a show-off no more. If you a show-off, you that type of guy, get on semen retention. You're gonna be humble and you're gonna have self-love. You're gonna be secure with yourself. You're not gonna feel like every little thing that you get, you gotta show. Every little knowledge that you get, you gotta tell or whatever. You're not gonna be feeling like that. Feeling like you better than everybody else. You're not gonna feel like that. You're going to be very, very secure. You're not going to want to prove yourself to women or nothing. You're not going to be chasing women. Matter of fact, you're going to have the mindset of women supposed to be chasing you. You're going to develop that mindset because you're going to have self-love on this journey. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. A lot of you guys think this is a joke. But go 1 month on semen retention. Go 1 month. You're going to think different. You're going to feel different. You're going to be vibrating high, bro. You're going to know your worth. You're going to have that self-love. See, and it all comes down to knowing your worth as well. If a woman do something for you on semen retention, you're going to accept it. But when you was low vibrational and orgasm a lot, you was like, nah, you don't got to do that. Nah, I don't want that. But when she get on semen retention, you be like, oh, okay, come on. Baby, you got, my favorite meal? Oh, yeah, come on, bring that over here. I want that. I'm going to eat that too. In my other meal. You know what I'm saying? In the meal that you bought. But, you know what I'm saying, man? You're going to develop self-love. See, a lot of you guys can accept women doing things for y'all because y'all lacking self-love. But when you get on a semen retention journey, a woman do something for you, you're going to be happy. You're going to like that. Because you're going to develop self-love. But that low self-esteem is going to disappear, man. It's going to disappear because it's going to heal you inside and give you that self-love, man. A lot of guys, y'all need the healing, man. Y'all need healing to get to that self-love. And semen retention is the perfect practice, spiritual practice that's going to give you that healing, to give you that self-love. I'm telling you, so many guys need, that's lacking self-love. You're not going to feel like you have to, you got to chase women. You got to prove yourself to women and all that. Spending your money on women, every time you go downtown, it's about a woman. You think about women. Nah, you're going to be going down there to have fun. Once you get on semen retention and you in the club, bro, you're going to be dancing to the music. You're going to be having fun. And women, they're going to be coming around you because you're going to have that good energy. Y'all notice the guys like that go to the club for themselves and like it's like a group of guys and they all be dancing. I mentioned this before. They vibrating high. They all dancing. They all on semen retention. Then all of a sudden, the whole club just like gravitate towards them. Everybody looking at them. Everybody just watching them. That's how it's going to be, bro. That's how it's going to be. You're going to enjoy your life. You're going to be enjoying yourself, bro. You're going to do stuff that makes you happy in life. You're not going to want to, get married on semen retention. I'm telling you, because that's slavery. That's a form of slavery. You got to be a full-time provider. You got to be a full-time simp when you get married. You have to, prove yourself to her. You have to do things you have to neglect your own happiness to try to make her happy when you get married. But you're not going to be going for that on semen retention. You ain't going to be thinking about marriage. You're going to be thinking about getting that money, leveling up. That's what you're gonna be thinking about, bro, on semen retention. I'm telling you, this semen retention journey gonna give you the self-love that you need. A lot of guys need self-love, man. I'm sick of guys walking around this earth with low self-esteem. Sick of that, man. With low vibrations. Don't know their worth. You know, if a woman tell me that she'll take me on vacation, I'm going. She'll pay for everything, I'm going, bro. But a guy that's relapsing, he'll be like, nah, you know, I feel funny if a woman buy me something. Nah, bro. Me? I'm like, okay, you can buy me that. Go ahead. Oh, you want to buy me that too? Go ahead. Oh yeah, I want that too. But that's your attitude, bro. You gonna have self-love, bro. You gonna be able to accept things that women do good for you. You gonna be able to accept that stuff. You know, but when you orgasm and always, you know, relapsing, you gonna be able to accept it, bro. Cause you got low self-esteem. You lacking self-love, bro. That's why. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro, this semen retention journey is real. It's real, bro. Semen retention is the real deal. Semen retention is a medical kit on this earth for you. You guys got to get with it, man. Put yourself to the test. Go 1 month on semen retention. Trying to tell you, you're going to love yourself a lot more. You're going to be like, golly, bro. Like, when I was relapsing, man, I was doing the most. You're going to do the most simping when you relapsing. Trust me. You're going to simp the most when you relapsing. When you get on semen retention, you're going to start simping a lot less. A lot less. It's to the point where you ain't going to simp no more, bro. You be like, nah, bro. Nah, I ain't doing that for her, bro. Nah, I ain't finna get up from my seat just so she can sit down. Nah, I'm a king. Nah, I ain't finna open the door for her. Nah, I won't owe her nothing. No, I won't have to meet her standards. She have to meet my standards. This semen retention. You be like, nah, she gotta meet my standards to be with me, to be around me. She gotta be vibrating high. You know what I'm saying? And she gotta accept too that you want semen retention. I'm just saying. But bruh, you're gonna be on your purpose a lot on this semen retention journey because you're gonna develop self-love, man. You just gonna wanna do what's benefiting you. I'm telling you. You know, a lot of guys, they ain't doing what's benefiting them. They doing what's benefiting women. And they getting drained. This is what keeps a man's self-esteem low. Letting a woman drain you. Y'all depleting yourself out here, man. With this orgasm, man. Y'all gotta quit it. Y'all gotta stop, man. Get a hold on yourself, on your sexual urges. Then you can develop self-love. You can do anything if you get a hold. If you can control your sexual urges, you can do anything. I'm telling you, bro. This semen retention journey is real, man. You know, you need self-love. Self-love will get you out of poverty. On semen retention. It will. It will get you out of poverty, bro. But you have to retain your sexual energy. You got to transmute it into something else, which is your purpose. Man, a lot of guys, they just, you know, they tell me, man, it's hard. It's hard because you lacking self-control. But if you retain long enough, bro, you're going to gain that self-control and gain that self-love. This is a battle. It's a mental battle. But, man, you're going to have a lot of self-love the longer you retain. You're going to feel like you deserve more money and more money. You know, you might quit that. Most likely, you probably going to quit that job that's not making you that much money. You're going to move up. Or become manager or something. You're going to move up. Or want to have your own business. But self-love is very important. A lot of you guys are lacking this. You know, it's sad. Because y'all selling it for less. You know, if you're in low poverty, you don't have to be there. There's different ways to make money. A lot of money. The money is out there. You just got to go get it. But you need self-love to do that.